Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Smart and Cliff here with another video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about the magic of fuzz. Fuzz, for those of you who aren't aware, is a particular type of distortion effect. It's hard clipping, but it's kind of generally more aggressive than a traditional distortion pedal, which is more aggressive than an overdrive pedal, which is more aggressive than a boost. So it's kind of the next stage up from the next stage up from a traditional overdrive. And in this video I'm talking about my Suhr Rufus pedal, Rufus Fuzz, because that's the one I've got on my board. But the same is true of many different fuzz pedals. I have 4, I think, different ones. This one is a little less temperamental. Some that use like germanium transistors don't like running from power supplies. They run best off carbon batteries that are a little bit flat. Yeah, these are kind of obscure quirks. You can't run it after a buffer because it doesn't respond correctly. Yeah, the temperature, if they get too warm, they sound different. They're crazy things. Whereas this is a modern style fuzz, so it kind of behaves as you would expect it to. In terms of the way I've got it set, I'm on the red mode. I have the fuzz control at 3 o'clock, the bass control at 3 o'clock, the mid control at 1 o'clock, the level at 10, and the treble switch is to the right. And just to give you my clean sound sort of without it on the neck pickup, so very, very slightly edge of breakup, but really no gain of note. On the bridge I can push it into overdrive. But still, it's not really overdrive, it's just clipping slightly. So that's my bass tone. But the magic, as I say, of fuzz is not what happens when the guitar volume is on full. I can give you a quick run through of what that sounds like. So I'm on the bridge pickup. Switching to the neck pickup. So that's pretty gainy, pretty aggressive. But the key thing with fuzz pedals is what happens in between 1 and 10 on the volume control. So I can go from that neck pickup, and I roll the volume back a little bit, and the high end goes away a little bit, the harshness goes away, and I get more of a kind of overdrivey sound on about 6 or 7. So that could, for instance, be my rhythm tone, and then I just pull up the volume for a lead bit. So but then let's take the volume down even further. So let's go down to, say, 3. Now it's a low gain overdrive. Just by turning the guitar volume, and this is, it's a really useful tool because it means you can get away with much fewer pedals. And then you just use your guitar volume control and you have a whole range of different things. Doesn't mean it doesn't stack well. I'll stack it into my lower gain Sheba drive in a minute. But the other cool thing is the in-between pickup positions. Now it doesn't tonally change all that much, but the response changes. So I'm now in position 2, which is the neck and middle. If I want to play something quite mellow, I can turn the volume way down so it's just about coming through. And that sounds, to all intents and purposes, clean. All on that volume control. Each pickup responds differently, each guitar responds differently. I'm playing Mikey because the single coils certainly sound more noticeably different between different settings than humbuckers do, but different fuzzes respond better to humbuckers than others. This Rufus, I find the red mode is much better with single coils. Well, it works cool for the bridge humbucker, but there's also the green mode, which is a lower gain, less fizzy mode, and that works really well on the Ibanez guitars with the high output humbuckers. Now, as I say, what happens then if you're using it for a rhythm tone and you want to thicken things up? Well, if I just play the Sheba drive, as you can hear what the difference is. So this is without, and on the middle pickup for a variation. So it's fattening it up, but it's not really adding a whole lot of drive. I have my drive on at 9 o'clock. But if I add that to the fuzz, so this is just the fuzz, and with the overdrive, that's really quite huge now. And it's still cleaning up. A little bit of noise, but not a huge amount. And on the bridge pickup, then I can really get it to kick. So, just a little look at this Suhr Rufus Fuzz. Great pedal, definitely one that has been a mainstay of my board for most of the time. I've had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with it as I've experimented with different guitars and different amp settings and stuff. But now with this particular combination of pedals, where I can go from a heavy rhythm sound with just the fuzz, kick on the overdrive and it fattens it up for a solo, or I can just have the fuzz with the volume rolled down for a cleaner, kind of more old school rock and roll kind of rhythm tone, or even back even further for a clean kind of country type rhythm tone or whatever, and then just grab the volume control, crank it up. Really versatile pedal. I'd say many fuzzes. There are so many different fuzzes on the market. I dread to think how many thousands of different fuzz pedals there are. I like all four that I have. I have 3 full-tone fuzzes, and I have this one. This is my favourite, not only because it's the most flexible, because I can run it on a board and not have to worry about it, but also just because of the way it responds to my guitars. Okay, until next time guys, take care, and I'll speak to you soon.